Peace and blessings. This is Marqueshia for those of you who are new, and those of you who are not, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be sharing me doing my food prep for the week. On Sundays, which is my down day, I pretty much roast a gang of vegetables. That way I have some healthy food items to take me through the week. You can use any vegetables that you like. On this particular day, I'm starting with my portobello mushrooms, and I pretty much put some grapeseed oil, some tamari sauce. I'm going to put some smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of maple syrup on it, and mix these all together and set that to the side. Now, you don't have to use what I use. You can use anything. I'm vegan, and portobello mushrooms are my meat replacement. Any mushroom is my meat replacement, but portobello mushrooms are the affordable ones, and they pretty much take on the flavor of anything that you put on them. I'm also going to be roasting some broccoli on this day as well, and I washed the broccoli and I'm pretty much cutting it up into the size of the florets that I want to go into the oven. You also can just wash the broccoli and cut it into fours and roast it that way, but I like to do them smaller. That way they pretty much cook evenly, and I can throw them into whatever other dishes that I may want to cook through the week. Broccoli is so good, cold or warm. If you've never had it on salads, or if you've never had roasted broccoli in your fried rice or any other dishes, it does take it to a new level. It gives your food like a different taste, only if you like broccoli. You can do the same thing with cauliflower or any other veggie. I'm pretty much just sprinkling on the grapeseed oil and a little Himalayan pink salt, and that's it. Now, for the rest of the veggies that I'll be roasting in the video, the only thing that you need to add to them is your oil of choice and your Himalayan pink salt. And you want to make sure that you don't overcrowd the pan. I mean, hey, some days I'm lazy and I throw everything in there and it is what it is, but this particular day I tried to be fancy for you guys and make sure that I leave proper spacing. I'm also using parchment paper. I haven't had good experiences with wax paper. It tends to make the house smoky, and so I stick with the parchment paper. And you want to do the same thing with your portobello mushrooms. You don't want to overcrowd the pan. Now, when you're cooking the portobello mushrooms, I typically roast all my veggies either on 375 or 400. There's really no right or wrong way you're eating them. It's what you like. Now, you will have to let these cook about halfway and then flip them. That's what I do. The mushrooms will create juice. So once you flip them halfway through, this doesn't take any longer than about 25 minutes. You'll notice that all of the juices dried up on the mushrooms because they do produce water. And this is what it looks like when they come out the oven and you're pretty much done with your mushrooms and your broccoli. I'm also going to do the same thing with some yellow onions and some tricolor peppers. I sometimes even look for veggies that are on sale in the store if I know that I'm going to be roasting them. None of that really matters to me. It's not like I'm going to be looking at them. And I'm also going to be roasting some red onions. Now, you know, red onions, you can eat those raw or cooked. And if you are a red onion fan, once you roast them, oh my God, they're so good. If you've never had roasted garlic, you may want to try roasting some garlic too. Like, all of these things can be thrown into your blender with your nut milk of choice to make any type of sauce. Or if you're making a pasta, instead of just having sauteed veggies, you now have the option of having roasted veggies in your pasta or roasted veggies on your salads. I mean, you just got to get creative when you're plant-based, when you're vegan, and just figure out all the different ways that you can cook these veggies. You can cook your veggies the same way that you cook meat. They don't have to be boring. You know, flavor them up, play with your colors, play with new veggies that you may have never tried. So here you guys see me cutting up the green bell pepper, and I'm gonna, lay those out on the parchment paper and get those guys ready to go into the oven as well. I cook everything the same amount of time. It's in between 20 and 30 minutes. You really want to look in the oven and take a look at your veggies and see how they look, if you like what they look like. But you do want to make sure that you flip them halfway. Anytime that you're watching my videos, I'm simply here to plant a seed to show you the foundation of how to do something. You definitely want to do it yourself to tweak it to see what you do and don't like, or even quicker ways to do it. There are some people that don't even use the oven. They do everything that I'm doing and they do it right inside of the air fryer. Yes, you can do this in the air fryer. I no longer own an air fryer, so I kind of have to do it the long way. And I call it the long way, but actually I can roast 2 pans of veggies at one time. But in the air fryer, you pretty much are limited to that little bit of basket, that little bitty basket. I'm sorry. And this is what the onions and the peppers look like when they come out of the oven. And this is everything that I, pretty much roasted that day. And now I'm also going to prepare some basmati rice. If you're not familiar with basmati rice, you do have to wash all of the starch off of it and let it soak for about 30 minutes before you cook it. But I prefer to make me a nice sized pan on Sunday. That way I have the option to do fried rice, beans and rice, or whatever in rice that I want, or have rice on the side. When I am cleansing or detoxing, I will use quinoa instead of rice, but I'm currently not detoxing. So I use rice, and I also soak some black beans and cook those that day as well. So these are all the options that I have for the work week. And I can create whatever dishes that I choose to or I like. I don't have to eat out. I know what I have at home in the refrigerator. I have options to create meals for the next day. And I'm showing you guys that is some kale and some spinach that I have on the side for my salads. And these are all the things that I have set out for me to have, set myself up for at least 4 days of healthy eating during the work week. And like always, I want to tell you guys, thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you out. I put a couple of pictures in of what I ate during that week. And remember, taking control of your spiritual, physical, and mental health does take balls, and it's a lifestyle. Peace.